In this video, we look at the benefits of using paragraph and character styles to format our text, especially when we have chunks of text that have repeating patterns of styles being used. Here, I have already created and applied the styles in an effort to show why it's beneficial to apply styles so that you can easily make changes in the future. Again, I have my Show Hidden Characters turned on, so I can see that all of these are paragraph styles because each styling of text applies to a whole paragraph. This is important to note that these markers are what tell us is or is not a paragraph, and this is not defined by grammar rules. So even though guided hiking is only 2 words, because it is on a line by itself and is preceded by the end paragraph symbol, I can see that I only have one style applied to this paragraph and should therefore be using paragraph styles. If I open my paragraph styles panel and click on any of these pieces of text, I can see which style is applied. So I have a style for days, a style for event name, a style for times, and a style for ages, as well as a last style for description. This allows me, when I apply them to all the parts of my text, to consistently style all of these items very quickly. Additionally, with the styles applied to text, if it turns out later that I need to make any changes, I can do this much more quickly. Let's take a look at the event name. I have 9 different events in this example alone. It's been decided that we want to change the styling of this for the event name to not be in black, but to stand out a little bit and maybe use a blue color. I don't want to manually select my text and change each item to blue because that would be very time consuming. I also see here, when I select my text and I look at my paragraph styles, that I have a little plus sign next to the name. That means that an override has been applied to a style. So I have applied some formatting in addition to the style that is applied, that is changed from the style, and that is considered an override. If I want to clear overrides, I can click on the button that clears overrides. And again, I can see because the override is applied more like a character style, overriding the style does not apply to the whole paragraph. I do have to select all of my text and make sure that I clear the override. A more efficient way to restyle my text, considering that we are using paragraph styles, is to edit the style directly. I can do this in 2 ways. First, I can select the text. I can apply the change that I want to include, in this case the fill color, change that to blue. That looks nice. With my text selected, I do see that I have an override, so instead of clearing that override, if I want to keep this change and apply it to all the other instances where event name is used, I can right-click on the style and choose Redefine Style. This takes the selected text and uses it to redefine the style for everywhere else that it's applied. So I can see that I made a choice directly in my document that I could see visually, and then I was able to redefine and apply that very quickly to the other 8 items in this listing. Additionally, you don't have to format the text directly on the page. You can edit the style directly and then see how it's going to be reflected. I've decided that I want the age group to stand out just a little bit more, and I'm going to see if I can apply a bold to it. So looking at my text here, I see I have a style for ages. I'm going to right-click on this and click Edit. This is the recommended way to edit paragraph styles. You can edit a style by double-clicking on it, but if you have your cursor placed anywhere in text or have any text boxes selected with your selection tool, double-clicking a paragraph style is most likely going to apply that style to everything that is selected. To make sure that you're not accidentally applying styles that you didn't mean to, it's a better choice to right-click on the style and choose Edit. This opens up my paragraph style options dialog box. You can see my style name, see my basic character formats. We see here that this is fully populated. I have the font family, the font style, size, kerning, our case. In this case, the style was saved with the all caps styling applied to it. I have leading, tracking, and other features. I have lots of features here in the sidebar for my style options dialog box that allow me to make all kinds of different changes. And each of these represent parts of different panels that we would otherwise open to style text. Indents and spacing is all part of your paragraph panel, what indents you have, what your text alignment is. Tabs replicates the tabs ruler. I could set and position and style different tabs. Paragraph rules for adding lines above or below. We have options for border, shading, keep options, hyphenation, drop caps and nested styles, bullets and numbering, character color, all different options. In this case, I want to just try and see if I can get this to be bolder, so I'm going to check in my basic character formats. Currently, the style is semi-bold italic. When you're making changes this way, it's highly recommended that you make sure that the preview button is checked, so that as you make changes in this dialog box, you can see the changes being reflected in your design without having to commit to it and save the style just yet. I don't have an italic, but I do have bold, so I am going to make this change. And I see that reflected here even before I have saved the style. Additionally here, I want this to be blue to match the event name. So I'm going to go to my character color and change the fill color from black to the same blue I used for the event name. And again, even in preview, I see this being reflected. If I'm happy with these choices, I can click OK to save the changes. This is one of the biggest benefits of using paragraph and character styles in InDesign, is that it makes it very efficient and easy to update stylings for text throughout larger documents. While looking at this example, it's fairly small on a single page. We only have a couple of items. It may seem like, oh, it's not a big deal, you could just manually format it. But think about how this applies in larger documents like newsletters, magazines, books, or creating and applying styles that can be used in multiple documents to maintain brand's consistency or formatting features that you want to use in multiple different documents.